Let's showcase some Daiquiri Riffs. Hi, I'm Jared. Welcome to Kill-Divill, where we focus on rum and cocktails. Today we are going to showcase some Daiquiri Riffs created by some other YouTube cocktail content creators. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. In either case, I hope you enjoy this video. My friend Gnome over at Gnome's Tavern issued a challenge to me and some other cocktail content creators here on YouTube. And that challenge was this: can you make a Daiquiri Riff based on this list? And he showed us the list. And that list was from a daiquiri competition that he himself entered. And these were the list of ingredients that you could use to make your competition riff. And he wanted to know if we could do something with this list ourselves. And a bunch of us stepped up and said, yeah, let's give it a go. My entry was the spicy Mongolata. A link to that will be in the video. A link to that video will be in the description down below, as well as at the end of the video if you'd like to check it out. What we're doing in this video, though, is showcasing some of these other creators in their own words, using their own videos, making their Daiquiri Riffs. And I did get permission from these other cocktail content creators, that's tough to say, CCCs, to use these clips. And I'm just using clips of them making the cocktail. So if you want to know more about the background or what they do, feel free to check out the full-length video, which will be linked down below. Also check out their channels, which will also be linked down below. And here I have to give out a special shout out to my friend, the Calm Scribe over at Wax Seal Productions. He had good intentions to join us in this challenge. Unfortunately, his personal life took a sudden turn and he had to step out to handle some personal business. Best of luck to you, Calm Scribe. We'll see you in the next one. The first riff we're going to take a look at is from Gnome himself. And I'm going to read from my note card so I don't get this wrong. Gnome at Gnome's Tavern and his Daiquiri Riff called Frenemies.
So it's a daiquiri, so we're gonna shake it. And if I seem a little extra, it's because I tried about 8 versions of this cocktail. So I'm feeling good. And I hope y'all guys are feeling good, because we're doing a 1/4 ounce of lime juice. Then we're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of cranberry juice. 3/4 of an ounce of cranberry juice. I think that part of a daiquiri riff, whenever you do a riff on a cocktail, you want to make sure you know the components of that cocktail and what makes it that cocktail. And I believe daiquiris have a nice tartness to them, so I want to keep that part alive. I one time went to a bar, I don't want to put the name out there, but like they said this is a Sazerac riff, and it had no resemblance of a Sazerac, and I was very disappointed. So I wanted to keep that kind of tartness alive, so we're doing 3/4 of an ounce of the cranberry juice. Now we're going to do 1/2 ounce of creme de cakis. And it's got some nice great berry notes into it, which is going to play along with the cranberry. Bam! And then we're going to do 1/4 of an ounce of ginger syrup. I tried doing more, but it was a little bit too spicy, and I like that hint of spice at the end. I felt like the cocktail needed a little bit at the end, so we're going to do a little ginger syrup, a little 1/4 of an ounce of the ginger syrup. And then, you know, we don't pull this out very often, but RIP to Happy Raptor. I still have some Happy Raptor white rum I did, and I don't know, I was feeling nostalgic today. So I'm gonna pull it out. We're gonna do 2 ounces of your favorite white rum. This is one of my favorite ones because I distilled it myself, in case you didn't know. And so we're gonna do 2 ounces of the Happy Raptor white rum. Ha, so nostalgic. I'm gonna tear up a little bit. All right, let's shake it up and pour it out. All right, we're gonna double strain to your favorite kind of coupe glass. I found these at work and I really like them, so I kind of stole them for this video. And they don't fill up the cocktail all the way, but I still have more cocktail in the glass, but I thought they were pretty great for presentation. So use a bigger glass, but here's a little lime wheel. I don't know, I just love this look of a lime wheel with this tiny glass. It's so cool. All right, let's give it a try. This is the Frenemy, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to enjoy all the cocktails. Let's try.
The next Daiquiri Riff comes from Bonnie over at Cocktail Underground, and hers is called a Ginger Hibiscus Daiquiri.
So I decided to make a ginger hibiscus daiquiri. I'm going to start out with an ounce of 10-to-1 rum. This gives you that nice, like, crisp white rum aspect, and it also has, like, quite a bit more funk than the typical white rum. And for my second rum, I'm going to use Grander the Oaks. This is a Panama rum that was finished in bourbon barrels. So I thought I would balance out that like sharp funkiness with something a little more mellow. 1 ounce of this. And shout out to City Farms in Alcoa, Tennessee. This is actually a store pick. You don't see many store picks for rum. And even though I said I typically do 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, I'm gonna put a full ounce in this one. For one thing, I want this drink to take the entire glass, and you'll see why in a minute. When I was playing around with ideas, I used all hibiscus syrup, and then I decided for some reason that I wanted to have some spicy ginger flavor as well. So I'm gonna do 1/4 ounce each of this Lieber & Company fiery ginger syrup and 1/4 of an ounce of Monin hibiscus syrup. To tie it all together, I'm gonna put 1/2 ounce of falernum, which was on the list of approved ingredients. We're gonna do 1/2 ounce. If you've been paying attention, the 3 of these add up to 1 ounce of sweetener, and I put 1 ounce of lime juice, so I stayed within that kind of formula, but I split everything. So for this one, I'm gonna shake it with just some standard ice cubes. I'm gonna put 3 in here. Alright, so garnishes for a daiquiri. This is perfectly acceptable. You don't really have to put a garnish. Sometimes I'll do a lime wheel, but today I think I'm gonna do a ginger vapor bubble. And they have this bubble mixture where you can do like flavor bubbles that sit on top of your drink, which is why I was so worried about getting it full, because it's really hard to make a good one if your drink's not filled all the way to the top. So I have it on and I've loaded it with my ginger flavor blaster liquid. So I just dip it into my bubble mixture, hold down the trigger, set it on the drink, and that gives us a really cool bubble. And all of these are kind of like, they give it an aroma. So when you give this to a person, they'll smell the ginger and they'll kind of expect the drink to have that flavor. That's why I added that along with my hibiscus syrup. The bubble just popped. I didn't get the pleasure of popping it myself, but let's taste this drink now and see how it is.
And finally, we're going over to Michael at Mike's Hard Reviews and his stirred daiquiri called Stirred Banana Daiquiri.
Let's get mixing. We're going to start with 1 to 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, 1 to 2 dashes of cardamom bitters. It's at this point that I do need to note this technically disqualifies me if this was a competition because bitters aren't on that ingredients list. But Gnome did say that so long as I plug his Gnome's Tavern bitters, perfect for aromatic drinks like old fashions and Manhattans, or to add a little bit of stylish pizzazz and flavor and aroma to a sour with a nice egg white foam. I can use whatever kind of bitters I want. So if you're at home making this cocktail, go ahead and use Gnome's Tavern aromatic bitters, the best bitters for all of your cocktail needs. I hope this doesn't get me in trouble with McMahon and Tate. We're gonna come behind that with 1/2 ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 1 ounce of a banana liqueur. The best is Gafara Banana de Brazil. This is the only banana liqueur that I actually ever reach for. I would recommend this wholeheartedly over anything else. Next up, we'll do 1 ounce of our Jamaican rum, 1/2 ounce of Blackstrap rum, and last but not least, 1/2 ounce of our overproof rum. That's all of our ingredients. Let's go ahead and grab some ice so that we can stir this down. Shout out to my girlfriend for buying me this absolutely gorgeous stirring glass that I'm now going to fill with ice. We will then stir this for 10 to 15-20 seconds until it is properly diluted and chilled. For serving, I'm going to grab a chilled rocks glass out of my freezer, and into that I will place a large rock of ice. Take our strainer, put that over our glass, and double strain over the ice. Now we can talk about garnishing. To garnish this, I'm going to grab a couple wheels of banana here. We'll spear those on a diagonal across a cocktail pick, and then rest them onto our drink like so. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a banana daiquiri. Cheers.
And there you have it, 3 Daiquiri Riffs from various YouTube cocktail content creators. I hope you enjoyed. Question of the day, what is your favorite Daiquiri Riff? Let me know in the comments down below, I'd love to give it a try. Note that there are ways to support the channel if you're so inclined. I have t-shirts. If you want a t-shirt, you can have a t-shirt. Contact me through any of the social media links down below. We'll make sure you get a t-shirt. And while you're there, you might as well like, subscribe, do that sort of thing. Finally, if you made it this far, give me a like, give me a subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss out on anything that I do. And until next time, cheers.